Hey y'all, welcome back to Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger, and as always, we're happy to have y'all here with us today. Today we're going to do a simple and easy crock pot meal. Now the great thing about crock pot meals is it's basically you dump it in the crock pot, give it a good stir, walk away, come back several hours later, and you got a meal ready to eat. So what we're going to do today is a crock pot Salisbury steak meatball dinner. The ingredients you're going to need to do this meal is, of course, you got to have meatballs. And we're going to be using the frozen meatballs. Now you can make your own meatballs and, hand roll them and all that, but this is a quick crock pot meal. So we're going to use the frozen meatballs. You're also going to need about 2 cups of either au jus mix or a brown gravy mix. You're going to need some garlic powder, some onion powder, an onion soup mix, and some cream of mushroom soup and Worcestershire sauce. And that's about all we need to make the crock pot meatballs. Now you can put it over rice, or you can put it over creamed potatoes. You can put it over egg noodles, just whatever you want to put it over. So that part I'm going to leave up to you, but we're going to be doing rice today. The first thing we're going to do here is we've got our crock pot here, and we're going to make our sauce first. So we're going to do the 2 cups. As I said, you can use an au jus or you can use a brown gravy mix, just whichever you want to do. So 2 cups of that. And to that, we're going to add, let's do our onion soup mix first. Just dump that in there. All right, and we're going to give that a good stir. Just kind of mix it all together. Get the lumps out. All right, and then we're going to add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. Now I'm going to use the unsalted because there's so much salt in that onion soup mix and everything else. So we're going to use an unsalted mushroom soup. And just get down in there and get all of it out, as you want every bit of it. All right, and then let's go ahead and give that a stir and kind of break that mushroom soup up a little bit. We might even take a whisk and give it a good whisk, which I got my little baby whisk over here. Now it may look big on camera, but trust me, it's a whole lot smaller than what I usually use. We'll just mix that up and whisk it up good. All right, that's pretty decent there. And now we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Right, there's 1. And there's 2. All right, and now we're going to go with some garlic powder and some onion powder. So we're going to use a half of a teaspoon of, let's make it a whole teaspoon of onion powder. And then we're going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder. This is a half a teaspoon, so that's why I'm doing 2. All right. And then we're just going to whisk that around again. And I thought about not doing this next step, but I think I'm going to anyway. And that is to put in a can of cream of chicken soup. Now, in my regular Salisbury steak recipe, I use 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. But I think we're going to just swap it out with just 1 can. That way we'll have plenty of sauce to go over those meatballs and the rice. Now, I know y'all are thinking cream of chicken soup, but trust me, it's good. All right, now then we'll just give that a good stir around. And I'm going to check my recipe real quick because I do have it wrote down, but sometimes stuff eludes me. That's what happens when you get to be as old as I am and you forget things. So I did good. I did remember everything. And so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in our meatballs. And as I said, these are frozen meatballs. So just add them into your mix. All right, that's got all those. Give them a good stir. When we get them all covered in the gravy that we're going to have, we definitely want them covered in gravy. All right, and now the next step is we're going to put some mushrooms in there. And now these are baby bella mushrooms, and I sliced them up. You can use white mushrooms, just any kind of mushroom that you want to use, but this is going to make it really, really good. So we're going to just put those in there. All right, and then we're going to give it another stir. Try to get those mushrooms coated with some of that gravy. Of course, as they're cooking, they're gonna get some of the gravy on them as they're cooking, but doesn't hurt to get it on there just at the beginning. All right, so that's got that, and that's basically all we're going to do to this. Next thing we're going to do is put it in the crock pot holder and turn it on, and we're going to do it on low for about 3 to 4 hours. So that's how simple it is. Just put everything together there real quick, throw it in the crock pot, and come back a little while later. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, y'all, it's been about 3 hours and our Salisbury steak meatballs are ready. Got a little pot of broccoli over here finishing out, and going to be doing, y'all know I love my 90-second rice. So we're going to be doing some of this to put our meatballs and gravy over. So let's take the lid off and see what this looks like. I'll see the steam roll off of it. Let's see how our gravy looks. Our gravy is just nice and thick and creamy. See if I can get over here where you can see it pour. Oh yeah, that is going to be delicious. And our meatballs are beautiful. Smell is great. So right now we're going to add a little black pepper to it. Not a lot, but just a little bit to give it some flavor. All right, we're going to stir that black pepper in. And now you can, once you put it over your rice or potatoes or noodles, whatever you decide you're going to put it over, you can add just some more black pepper to it if you like a really strong black pepper taste, or you can leave it just like that. All right, so y'all, it's about time to put us a plate together and see what we got. So here's our finished plate. We got our meatballs and rice and broccoli, and had some hamburger buns that was left over, and I put a little butter on those and put a little garlic seasoning on them, put them in the broiler for a few minutes, and so we got some garlic bread to go with it. So next thing is just to give it a taste. All right, y'all, so I got me a big old bite of rice with some mushroom and a half of a meatball. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. Pretty good for a frozen meatball. Of course, it would be better if we had rolled out our own meatballs and made them fresh, but for a quick, easy meal using the frozen meatballs, it works great. Um, the broccoli is, I haven't tried it, but it looks like it's very well tender, and I'm sure it is. So, y'all make this for your family, share it with your friends, make it. Everybody will love it. And y'all remember, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And we will see you the next time. And we sure do appreciate y'all watching our videos. Have a great one.